the trigger, now he's dead. Oh, look at Rob. He's got the pipes. Alright, I am doing Stepping Stone by Eminem.
Okay, that's actually...
Off Kamikaze.
That was one of my favourite ones from that.
I think that was a really great song, and I'm going to do a more of a lyrical breakdown. But yeah, so essentially M talks about D12 and sort of the impact that he had on them not becoming as big, because I think everyone in the world, including all the group members and Eminem, knew that he was the main draw.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, I'm going to go solo. And because they were so, and Eminem in particular blames himself, he was so stubborn that, like, I only want to be us. I don't want to bring in this guy or this guy to feature on. He blames himself, saying that, like, if we as a group got more connections, maybe you guys could still be going.
Yeah.
And obviously it was sort of talking about Proof dying. Obviously one of the members of the group, and Eminem spiraling out of control, obviously almost overdosing on a multitude of drugs. And essentially this is him apologizing and saying, I'm sorry for using you as a stepping stone in my career.
Yeah. Because
I went from, like, I used you to get better as a solo artist. I used you for your name and to get us out there, but then I left you behind. And clearly Eminem is, if not the most talented artist of all time, so I think he would have found his way out anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But and it wasn't like there was two people competing in that group for the best. It was clearly him, and then everyone else was below him.
But like the level of self-awareness needed to be able to like think that is
and
real testament.
Eminem says that if it wasn't for his own personal success, so Eminem became famous in 1999. If you didn't know, he actually did have an album before that, but 1999 was his big sort of break into the limelight, and he sort of blames that as well, that like sort of D12 sort of was sort of unknown, and then now everything's on them because like you've worked with Eminem, you know Eminem, you've got Eminem in your group, why aren't you good? And then so a lot of pressure then falls onto him again.
Yeah.
In the opening verse, so it says, it's 2002. Everything was totally new. We were globally huge, watching sales go through the roof. We wrote and we feuded. Runyon Avenue soldiers included. A multitude of homies who would bounce for no good excuse. We were so bulletproof. Wrote, souped and soaked in our youth. Thought we was running shit till we lost the sole of our shoe. The death of duty broke us in two. We were thrown for a loop. Ain't none of us know what to do. And at that time I was going through my own struggles too. So I was in no condition to be coaching us through. Everybody tried to go solo. Really nobody blew. I was hoping they do, so I didn't have to shoulder the crew. The plan was to put everyone in position so that they knew how to stand on their own, and I don't want to open up wounds. I just noticed that the oomph was gone when we got in the booth. Because the truth is, the moment that Proof died, so did the group. And that's very telling. So Proof died in 2006. So they had a sort of a period from 2002 to about 2006 where they went sort of
like their separate
worldwide famous. Yeah, they got famous and then broke up. So the chorus is, I'ma wash away my sins, I'ma rinse away the dirt. I forgot to make amends to all the friends that I've hurt. And this whole album, Kamikaze, although half of it is going on the offensive at sort of some rappers, the other half of it was sort of Eminem apologizing, and I think that was lost on a lot of people. He apologizes to D12, he apologizes to his mother, he apologizes to Kim as well on their separate tracks, and at the end of the chorus it says, I never meant to use you all as my stepping stone. And then I'm going to skip to the last verse, which was, for me, the most powerful. And I wish Eminem clearly has the potential to do this on a whole project. And as soon as I heard this song, I was like, this is different. This is like old Eminem. Yeah. And this was released in, 2017?
Yeah, late 2017.
2018.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's not like, he can't do it anymore. He clearly can. And I wish he would. So, Bacardi and Hen, never thought the party would end. 1 minute your body and shit, but then your audience splits. You can already sense the climate starting to shift. To these kids, you no longer exist. Went from raining cats and dogs in this bitch to tiny drops, little drips. And by the time your reign is over, you'll hardly be missed. You'll start thinking of all the artists you diss, all the carnage you left. Is this the kind of karma you get for turning your fucking back on Busy, Canava, and Swift? So obviously they're the guys in the group. A Freudian slip. Subconsciously, I honestly wish I ain't feel so much guilt and y'all didn't harbor resentment, but it's hard to pretend that y'all ain't got none. I just wish I had words, but I guess there just are none for this. To my partners, I can't say how sorry I am. This isn't how I planned for our story to end. I love all of you men, but I just can't be the guy everybody depends on for an entire careers, because that's not even fair. I'll always be there, but that spark isn't there. And I don't know how to recapture that time and that era. I've tried harkening back to it, but I'm fighting for air. I'm barely charting myself. Feels like I'm on a descent, but it was not my intent to treat y'all like a stepping stone. Though I ain't left no one behind, but we've been down every road, done all we possibly can. I know we kept our hopes up, but the longer we live in this lie that we live, the less is left for closure, so let's give this a go. It's not goodbye to our friendship, but D12 is over. Very, very harrowing end. And Eminem here, he says, I'm barely charting myself. Like, if I can't do it myself, and I'm allegedly like the leader of this group, and I'm one of the best of all time, how do you think I can make you do it and get you behind it? Yeah.
That last line as well, like, where he says like the friendship isn't over, but like D12 is done.
Yeah, it's not goodbye to our friendship, but D12 is over.
Yeah, I really like that. I wonder like how much he's kept in contact with them all.
Yeah. And in the second verse, he says that I really like this song that you had, and
yeah, so he's still like listening to them.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He says, if you would have put D12 on it, I wish I could have did more than try talking you into jumping up off it. I know it wasn't my fault, but part of it probably is. I think all of my trips to BET and the rappers I wish we would have politicked with. Maybe I could have clicked and got you some features, but that's water under the bridge. But I'm washing my sins in it till my conscience is cleansed. Which is
pretty hard, but like in and of itself, selfish too.
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually, that's quite clever.
What a great song on a fairly mediocre album, but a lot of meaning in this, and very, very deep for Eminem in 2018. So I give full credit to that, and that was my breakdown of Stepping Stone by Eminem.
There you go. What's your favourite like D12 song?
Purple Pills.
Yeah, that's mine as well. I don't know many of them,
but
I
don't
that
know
is
many songs either,
mine.
but yeah, Purple Pills.
Yeah.
Banger.
I agree. Alright, well, be sure to tune in later tonight to hear what I think a particular rapper spends their money on. See you then. That's a wrap.